Okay, guys, so fake friends, beware, because I'm about to teach all of you how to spot a fake friend, or even worse, a frenemy. And keep in mind that frenemies and fake friends are even more and more dangerous than your enemies, because at least your enemies, you know who they are and you know what they're after. But with fake friends and frenemies, they know all of your vulnerabilities, so they are much more dangerous than your fake friends. So I have got 11 signs, and watch till the end, because number 11 is very telling. So is 9 and 10. They're all very telling. They're all very important. And this won't be long, but it will be fruitful. I promise. So just in case you aren't aware of these and you don't get that gut feeling that your friend is really out to, take you down, here are 11 signs. So do they make little jabs at you, like in a joking way, but when it's joking, but it's not so joking, it still cuts a little bit, even though it's a joke. So do they belittle you? For example, you show them something new, like a new dress, and they're like, oh, that's nice, but it would be nicer if it was in red. Or, oh, it's too bad it's not a little more loose. It would be more flattering if it was a little more loose. But it's beautiful. The dress looks so great. It's gorgeous, right? So that is a little red flag. That is number one, and an unmistakable sign that you have got yourself a fake friend. A real friend would look at the great things about the dress and tell you what looks great about it. They might be honest and give you criticism about it, but they won't lead with the criticism. They're going to see that dress on you and they're going to love it. And if they see critical things about it, they'll be like, let's tighten it up here, or let's loosen it up here. Let's do this and that, or wear it with a belt. It'll look so good belted. But they're not going to start by demeaning you and taking little jabs and pokes at you. So number two, they always have ulterior motives. They're always looking for something from you. Whether it's your advice for a situation, it's usually advice. And they want your knowledge and your expertise on things. Or they want to suck your positive attitude when they're angry at something or someone. And this isn't a one-time thing. They're having a hard time and they need some positivity. This is a habit. It's habitual, and it's them constantly draining you. They are angry at something and they need your positivity to be able to get through it. Or one of your connections. A lot of times I get this. They're after a connection. Oh, you know that friend of yours that works at this place, or that you used to work with, or that you took this program with? Are you guys still in touch? I need a connection. I get that. That's just manipulative. Or they just want to borrow your stuff, like your clothes or your money. It's always something. It could be something that's simple, but they always want something. Whenever they want to get together in that, it's because they want something. Okay, number three, when you need them, they are never there. Just think about this. When you've been moving apartment or moving house, have they ever helped you? Or have they always had an excuse about why they can't that day, or why they can't miss work or switch a shift, or why they're working when you actually know they're not, or they're out the night before partying, but they're working? That's a lie. That's bullshit. And have they ever been there before to help you when you've needed anything at all? Think back, think hard. When you've ever needed anything, have they ever been there to help you? Number four, it's straight up. They put you down. They will insult you. They will constantly just take little opportunities to put down your accomplishments, to put down your outfits, to put down oh my gosh, your car is such a mess, you got to clean this car, your car looks dirty, take it for a car wash, it just rained outside. So, but they'll take that opportunity to always be putting you down. Okay, so that's number four. Number five, they are exhausting emotionally and physically. They will drain you for advice. This is probably the worst and the one I've experienced the most. They will drain you for your advice, but it's always the same problems. It's the same advice that they need. It's always the same advice that you give. And it's always an emergency or a crisis. They need it when they need it, but they never, ever, ever take your advice. They never. The cycle continues to repeat. It just repeats. It goes on and on and on. And they just keep calling with the same crisis. And they need advice. And it's usually about a girl or a guy or whatever that they're seeing or dating. And it's like the same drama over and over again. And you give them the best advice and what they need to hear. And you give them like good friend advice, what they actually need to hear. And they don't ever take it because they call you again a week later with the same problem, needing the same advice. Number 6, they don't celebrate your successes, not unless it serves them to do it. I have a friend who every time I graduate for something or I get a promotion, they always say, oh, we have to celebrate this. This is amazing. We have to go out for drinks. Full well knowing this dude knows I don't drink, okay? He never says, let's go out for dinner. He never says that. Or let's do lunch and celebrate. Or let's go out tonight and let's just do something fun, like a different, like something altogether different, like an activity or something. It's always, let's go for drinks. And the reason is, let's go for drinks is because this guy likes going for drinks. He goes for drinks every single weekend. So it's just another excuse to go out for drinks, but to throw in, let's celebrate to get me to go with him for drinks, even though I don't drink. So I stand there and drink club soda and water. Well, I used to. I just don't do this anymore because I told you guys like a year ago now, it's been about a year. I used to be like everybody's carpet and I used to be the biggest people pleaser in the world. And I would go out and stand there for hours and sip my club soda and watch everybody drink and get trashed. And I just don't anymore. Like I don't waste my time. I don't care enough to. And I don't care to people please. If you know that I don't drink and you want to celebrate my accomplishment, let's celebrate in a way that's going to be a celebration for me. And these people will not do that. They'll only celebrate your accomplishments if it serves them. Okay? That's how they'll celebrate. And that's how they'll celebrate your successes. It is how it is. Number 7, they're competitive with you. Every time you tell them something good's happening to you that you've worked hard for, they'll somehow have to top it with something. Or they'll find a way to diminish your accomplishment. For example, they'll tell you, you'll say, oh, I'm getting a promotion. I'm getting this promotion. I just found out. And they'll be like, oh, that's so great. I can't even believe you got that job in the first place. I don't understand how you're getting promoted so fast. That's amazing. Isn't that an underhanded, bitchy thing to say? That's what that is. That is a competitive friend that can't stand to see your success and doesn't want to see you succeed because it eats away at their soul. That is a frenemy. Number 8. They're totally inconsiderate of your needs. This one is huge. I get this one even more than the last one. This one's huge. They're totally inconsiderate of your needs. For example, they know that you have to get up at 5 a.m, but because they don't, they'll call you at midnight for that critical advice about a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or to read you a hour-long text conversation they've had with somebody because they feel like they've been like insulted in their conversation, and they're like they're having an issue with some guy or girl they're dealing with, and or they'll call you or they'll text you in a meeting and say, I need to talk to you right now. And I'll text back and be like, I'm in a Zoom meeting. I'm like texting under the table. I can't talk right now. I got to call you back later. Let me call you back. And I'll get, okay, just one thing. And they just keep going. Like, I never said, no, I can't talk right now. And I'll get this with phone calls too. I'll be like, I'm on the other line with my boss. I can't talk right now. Let me call you back. Okay, just one quick thing. And they'll just keep going until I finally now I just hang up. I just I'll give them 10 seconds and then I hang up. Because I already said once, I can't talk right now. And that's in front of me. Number 9, they don't know you. I bet you any money if you ask them, they don't know where you work. They don't know the company you work for. They don't know your job title. They don't know the guy's name that you're dating or the girl's name that you're dating, for that matter, or whoever you're dating. They don't know their name because they're not listening. They don't know your dreams. They don't know your goals. They don't know your plans for the future. If you ask them, do you know what my 5-year plan is? Do you know what my 1-year plan is? Do you know what my goal is, where I want to be in 6 months? Do you know what my goal is with my YouTube channel? They won't have a clue. They'll be like, oh yeah, you have a YouTube channel. Yeah, I've been working on it for 2 years. It's slowly growing. But I'm proud of it. And they don't even know. They don't even remember. They won't know your dreams. They won't know your job title. They won't even know what company you work for. Number 10, They don't value your strengths. They criticize your every decision, and they always exaggerate and bring up your mistakes. That one speaks for itself. And you know this when it happens. Every opportunity they get, they will bring up every mistake, any mistake you've ever made. I have one that likes to say, oh, you've made such bad decisions. Well, you know what? I made decisions with the best knowledge I had at the time. I did my best with what I had, with what I knew at the time. So stop throwing that shit in my face, because you know what? I did my best with what I knew. So whether you think it's a bad decision or not, the fact of the matter is every decision I made has led me to where I am today, and I'm quite happy with it. So, you know, maybe it wasn't such a bad decision after all, but they will take every opportunity to rub every mistake you've made in your face and every bad decision. Number 11, you can't count on them to have your back. And for me, if someone is talking badly about someone else, I'll either change the conversation abruptly so they get the point that I'm changing it because they're speaking badly about someone else. Or if that doesn't stop, I'll just speak up about how it's so rude to talk about someone negatively when they're not there to speak up for themselves. And you say it with a straight face, you look people in the eye and you say it, and there's nothing anybody can say to that. They won't comment negatively about you. They won't respond back. They won't say, oh, well, too bad for them, they're not here. They'll feel like an asshole, and that's all you have to say. You say it once, and then you continue on with a pleasant conversation. And it's like it was never said, never happened, but it will cut that shit off at the throat. It'll stop the gossiping about somebody else. But this frenemy will sit silently and take it all in when someone has anything terrible to say about you. And they'll play it safe and silent, and they'll say nothing because they don't want to rock the boat. And they don't want to stick their neck out for you and put their neck on the line. But it's really not putting your neck on the line when it's the right thing to do. And the game here is that eventually it'll get back to you. Not right away, but it'll get back. Someone will say, like, these people were saying this about you, and this person just, like, said nothing. They sat there silently and said nothing, even though they knew it wasn't true, right? They will hold a grudge. They will keep pretending everything is fine. This is the bonus tip, by the way. They will keep pretending everything is absolutely fine. And they will even be mad at you on the low without you even knowing. But they'll gossip about you behind your back. They'll insult you more. You'll get more of those jabs, more of those pokes, and they'll try and derail you and derail your goals and derail your plans. For instance, if you have a huge presentation to make the next day, they will do everything they can to try and get you to go out the night before. Okay? That's not a friend. A friend would be like, have a you day. Like, take a day to yourself, go over your presentation early in the day, you know, have a really healthy or a really great dinner. Like, if it's a cheeseburger that you love, like, have a cheeseburger, like, have a bubble bath, relax, take a night to yourself, get a great sleep, and, like, rock that presentation. No, a friend of me will be like, let's go out for drinks and celebrate. You've got your big presentation tomorrow. So, anyways, guys, that's the video. Those are 11 signs and one bonus sign that you have got yourself a really crappy friend or a fake friend, or at the very worst, a frenemy. And don't forget, they're dangerous as hell because they know all your vulnerabilities and they can turn on you in a dime whenever they decide. So be careful who your friends are. Be careful who you divulge personal and private information to until you really get to know somebody, because just because you click with someone and you have good conversation and you get along and you've got good vibes doesn't make them the friend. It makes them a potential friend. It makes them a potential best friend, but it also makes them an acquaintance, and it also makes them a potential frenemy and really shitty friend too. So just be careful and keep your business a little close to the heart. And people are on a need to know basis until they earn their way to know more about you, because your value is yours. Hold it and keep it and share it when necessary. And watch out for the frenemies. And frenemies, beware, because now everybody knows. And I will see you guys soon. Have a great, great Sunday.